I attempted to beat Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's new DLC with a completely brand new team of shiny only Pokemon. Not only to find out just how long it would take me to complete, but also to see how challenging I could make the new island of Kitakami. Would I be able to take on this new challenge with a group of returning faces, or would I be woefully underprepared? Well, regardless, if you thought this challenge would kick off in Kitakami, you would be sorely mistaken. Everyone knows every trainer needs their starter Pokemon, and I thought what better way to start this new adventure than with a brand new shiny companion. And personally, I think Chespin's both an amazing shiny, but also an extremely underrated starter. Personally, I couldn't think of a better team member. But there was one small problem, however. I never actually beat the Chestnut rate whenever it came out earlier this year. So off it was to the 3DS, where luckily 13-year-old Morgan had prepared perfectly for this moment and stored one safely away in a copy of Pokemon X. And unfortunately, after the most infuriating transfer process known to man, I finally had my little Chespin in Paldea. And immediately, I got to work, making him get to work, if you know what I mean. So, after an undisclosed amount of time collecting eggs, it was unfortunately time to start hatching them. And it's here I would like to address yet another small matter. I am a serial procrastinator, and at the time of recording this clip, the DLC came out in a measly 6 hours. So, I would have to majorly rely on some insane shiny luck in order to secure my starter before the DLC dropped. Something that I've been seriously lacking in my shiny hunts lately. But luckily for me, I've never gone over odds for a Masuda method hunt before. And if there was ever a sign that fortune would be on my side, I think it's safe to say this encounter on my way to begin my hatching spree was exactly it.
What?
Sorry, that was really loud. That's wild. Stop hacking. It's not the shiny I want. If I get Chespin tonight, I'll be very happy. So, with my pocket full of eggs and my brain full of anxiety, I finally got the work hatching. And begrudgingly for chat, the shiny took absolutely no time to show up.
Whoa! There's no way! That's so early! That's so early!
And it was super early as well, as it only took me 92 eggs to find this little guy. And I know, I can already feel your rage from the comment section, but don't worry, you'll get your own back soon enough. But for now, I could kick back and relax, knowing that my target was safely secured, all ready for Kitakami. And after a measly nap, it was finally time for the DLC to descend upon us. And after literally every single Unova simp had finally recovered from that massive bombshell, it was time to travel to the awesome land of Kitakami, where Quentin wouldn't have the best time in his first ever battle. But luckily, we just about got past the unevolved foes, thanks to me giving him the Terra type of Dark, along with its now stab Crunch. And you can bet, as soon as I was given the ability to free roam, I immediately ditched the story, in order to start exploring in this exciting new region. And before too long, I had my first ever target set in my eyes. See, I played like a lot of Pokemon Legends Arceus, and for all too long, there was one target that I was seemingly unable to find. This Alpha Gliscor was the bane of my existence for months, until Scarlet and Violet finally released, thus fading into the catalogue of my ever-growing list of shiny Pokemon that I'm never gonna hunt again. Until now, because Gligar finally returned in the DLC, and I was determined to grab a shiny one for myself. However, for all of these hunts, I didn't want to use a single sparkling boost sandwich, so I'd be working with strictly only encounter boosts and my shiny charm in order to make the magic happen, which makes this encounter all the more incredible.
You're kidding!
That's wild! I need to run so I can save.
Please don't kill me. Dude, he's going for the kill.
Okay. Oof. That was scary for a minute though there, dude. Also, just to prove to anybody, again, we only have encounter power on. We don't have anything else. This other Gligar wants my head, dude. Get away. My dude's just chilling in the back there. That's insane. That's such a good encounter.
And that's such a good encounter. We're going to go back to Paldea for a very brief moment so we can get this boy evolved.
My luck had striked again, as it only took a minute and a half into my encounter power sandwich in order to find Kite. But once I had, I immediately sweeped her up and added her to my roster. It took me a surprisingly long time in order to find the Razorfang, but once I had, I now finally had my shiny Gliscor of my dreams, which, by the way, looks amazing with the brand new updated textures. So it was at this point I figured I'd diverted long enough from the story, and after taking some majorly sus picks and severely dunking on Kieran, my game was now in a unique state where both the day and night cycle were locked due to story progression, and it was around this time I was notified by my chat that there were some extremely cool encounters I could now find, and more importantly, one of my all-time favorite Pokemon was now huntable. And once Quentin and Kaida dismantled Carmine's team, we completely ditched the festival to go exploring yet again, you know, like the respectable tourists we are. This time we ended up at the Crystal Pool, a reoccurring thing, for a very special hunt. Chandelure is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, so I couldn't wait to finally start this hunt. But yet another small, insignificant, minuscule issue, however, it can't be isolated anywhere in the game. However, I mean, what are the odds that I'm gonna find a shiny Duskull before?
Oh my goodness, you're kidding. I thought it disappeared there. No, that's, like I said, that's not the worst thing in the world. But I definitely wanted the Chandelure.
I was lucky enough to find this shiny Duskull only 45 minutes after starting my hunt, and yet I was still acting like a spoiled brat, so rightfully, the game decided to put me right back in the naughty corner.
You're kidding. That's wild. For anybody just joining in, that's our seconds in 30 seconds. And again, I'm not using sparkling power. We're not using sparkling power. We only have encounter power ghost on.
This luck was insane, but I was fully determined to find myself a spooky candle. So even though I had to end stream shortly after, I immediately continued my hunt after stream. And whilst it may not be my most polished clip ever, well, you know what? I'll just let past Morgan take it from here.
Oh wait, is it? Is it? Is it? Oh! Oh my god, let's go! Oh, there's no way I was expecting to get that tonight. That's insane. That's crazy. My off-stream luck strikes again. Lexi's here, by the way. Let me give people a wave. Oh crap, I didn't see it beforehand, did I? I can't.
So yeah, that one sucked. And it was at this point I was really considering ending it all. The hunt, I mean. To be honest, I had found 2 amazing shiny Duskull that would fit perfectly fine on my team. But something I always tell my chat whenever they're being whiny little brats is if a hunt's worth starting, then it's always worth finishing. And wanting to be a fair and supreme ruler, I knew exactly what I had to do. So right at the start of next stream, I got right to work, and luckily for me, something truly amazing happened.
That's definitely the shiny. Save. Please tell me I didn't overreact there. I think that's the shiny. I'm almost certain that's the shiny. It's the reclaim, boys. Let's go. Oh, that's huge. I would have laughed so hard if that wasn't. Oh, the reclaim. I'm not even going to mess about. Do I have Dusk Balls? I do. I really should have tried the quick ball at first. Anybody's not familiar? Hey, quick catch, let's go. Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, I failed one of these a couple nights ago after finding 2 shiny Duskulls instead. So our luck with this hasn't been phenomenal. I'm glad I pushed on tonight despite all the setbacks that we had. Let's freaking go, dude.
My hunt for Litwick had finally came to an end, and boy was it worth it. And I was so unbelievably stoked to finally have this amazing shiny on my team. So much so that I finally decided that I should really go back to the story and participate in this stupid festival or whatever. And once I was brutally humbled by the Ogre Ousted minigame, a certain someone decided to show her face.
You found the Teal mask. That guy's completed the DLC. Let's go.
So, turns out the mask was broken, and of course it was my job to fix it. And despite Kieran continuing to be crazy sus, we made our way back to the crystal pool in order to get the materials needed to restore the mask. And luckily for me, yet another one of my desired hunts could be found right here. So I put Grandpa on hold whilst I busted out my picnic table to create some bug type encounter power sandwiches. And it seems like I just can't turn off my shiny luck, as this insane encounter popped up into the dying seconds of my first sandwich of the hunt.
Oh!
I'm shell-shocked. Biggie B came home, boys. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I need to be careful though. Right, let me back out, because I think I have flame body and I don't want to accidentally kill it.
Biggie B had returned, and this was insanely quick, meaning I guess Grandpa didn't really have to wait that long after all. We rushed back to the workshop to return the materials, and in the meantime, we went to check out the final sign with Kieran, which was truly something.
Dude, that's some first form cell kind of look there, man. Look at this dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's awkward as hell, man.
We then headed back to the house, where Carmine was complaining about how long we took. Sparkling power hunters, am I right, fellas? Before Grandpa completely drops the ball and decides to let me know that Kieran has run away with the mask. Which is where Kieran's villain arc truly flows into full effect. And of course, our team naturally had to put him right back in his place. I already have 3 unnecessary rivals, thank you very much. Until this dude truly Uno reversed me and awoke the loyal 3. But okay, for real to admit, this story's kinda going super hard. Regardless, whilst there were now 3 evil legendaries now wreaking havoc in Kitakami, I had more pressing matters to attend to. Like this insane Feebas outbreak that just happened to appear on my map. This, I think, is an extremely rare outbreak. And whilst up until now I had absolutely no idea what I wanted my 5th team member to be, the game swooped right in and answered my own question for me. Due to both the rarity of this outbreak and the fact that I only had 2 hours left until the outbreak's reset, you could say the pressure was truly on. But luckily for me, I had absolutely no reason to worry.
Oh, you're kidding! No, get out of the cutter, get out of the cutter.
Oh, Lexi's live again.
Let's go! Let's go! I forgot to save as soon as Lexi told me to save.
I get too excited. That was way too quick, man. Thankfully, another few had been doing the exact same hunt at the same time. So, after a couple games of swapsies, we both got our shiny Milotics evolved. And somehow in the process, leaving us with only 1 team member left to find. Yeah, so, about that legendary problem. I decided it was probably finally time to take care of that. Thankfully, due to them having the Berthold inside of them, they really weren't too difficult to track down. And sensing some semblance of a redemption arc for Kieran, signifying the end of the story, it was probably time to collect the final team member of my Kitakami shiny only playthrough. And let's be honest, was it ever really going to be anybody else? I've really hated on Gen 7 in the past. Ultra Sun and Moon were my first ever games I saved up to purchase by myself, and words cannot express how disappointed I was whenever I found out they were essentially just harder versions of the original games, largely causing my fallout with the franchise until the end of Sword and Shield. So, Jangmo's really been in a strange limbo for me. Whilst it's never inherently done anything wrong, it did come from the objectively worst games in the franchise ever, and as such, I could never really bring myself to love it. So consider this its final chance for Alola to prove to me that it's not a complete waste of a Pokemon region. And boy did it not disappoint.
I think, you know, he is
That's wild.
We got her. Let's go, dude. I was not expecting to get that. I really wasn't. But get it in the heel ball? Although the represents. Dude, I stand by it, although it's still worse gen. But I'll take it. With our final member caught and added to the team, our roster was now looking pretty stacked, meaning I guess it's finally time to finish the story. And whilst Ogerpon really got a touching final conclusion to its story, it's questionable Kieran's motives as to why he carried it out. And as he decides that he's just gonna take Ogerpon with him, mega sus dude, our team banished him to the Shadow Realm one final time. I wonder if it's got Ancient Power over Shadow Ball then. Oko, let's go. Nice. I should still be quicker. I'm glad I didn't Wood Hammer instead there. Wowza. And thankfully our team was able to subdue Ogerpon relatively easily and bring in a rather anticlimactic end to the Teal Mask story. So, did completing the Teal Mask with shiny only Pokemon really make the game that much harder? No, definitely not. But it was definitely a really fun way to experience this completely brand new region. And I can truly say, Kitakami is easily one of my favorite aspects of the series as of late, and truly breathed new life into a game that was otherwise rather disappointing for me. So, if you guys want to see me attempt this challenge with the Indigo Disc whenever it drops later this year, please feel free to let me know. And in the meantime, if you enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like and comment. It really does go a long way for me. I'm currently trying to complete my shiny Kitakami living decks over on Twitch, so if you'd like to join in the action live, please feel free to drop a follow over there. Links in the description. And until next time, thank you so much for hanging out, Waddle. I'll see you guys for my return to Unova.